it's like technological Christmas. Is it a hunch that FSR comes out today and Sony has an update? AMD technology. Fast upscaling. AMD technology. Let's dig into this. My name is Matt here at the MacGyver7 channel, and today we're going to be cracking open 8.52 in the Sony PlayStation 4 family. As you can see, that they were boasting about APUs with Vega technology, which happens to be something that the PlayStation 4 definitely did have. Now, if we slide over directly to the patch notes of what they have inside of the PlayStation 4, it says system software improves performance. So if you have a PlayStation 4 and it's a Pro, now are the titles that we were supposed to be playing actually going to work? Is Cyberpunk going to flash back with some FPS that we've never seen before? Or other games that we saw that were completely overbogged finally get a software influenced performance? This is a lot and speculable, but if the testing's conclusive out there between the community of gamers talking back and seeing what's going down for this update, that very well could be the truth. I mean, why would they do a performance update on the same day AMD drops their showcased open source software? So let's go ahead and dig a little deeper. But before I step too far, you can see that Cyberpunk 2077 still does have some issues, but you can still buy it on the PlayStation Store nowadays, so I hear. But moving on past that plastered moment right over the side of there, we can see that there's not a lot on the Reddit forums. There are some pretty cool moments where Dog's trying to see what's up with some cool attacks. As you can see, the PlayStation 5 is warming up for a new update. Sign up for some PlayStation 5 beta if you are part of the next generation and want to test out the newer software, and this might be the one that you can actually use the M.2 to expand that expansion drive and really get used to the system with the speeds that you're supposed to be getting without an extension. So I'm pretty excited for as far as that. And when you dive any farther, for what I was able to find directly inside of here and like Reddit, there's not a lot where it just basically goes into where pretty much everyone's in the same page. We're all kind of scratching our heads going, what's happening here? System performance, then bam, fidelity update. But let's see the install. As you see right over here, we have our system software ready to install. So let's go ahead and click it and we'll get everything underway. We can view the details just to see what it's going to tell us. It's more than likely going to say, hey, the system has improved some system performance. Now, unfortunately, there's really no software that directly has built on board for a benchmark mode for the PlayStation and the consoles. Now, personally myself, I would love if they had that, or just had like a little like bridge gap thing that just showed you like a little FPS thing as it's going through. I think that'd be really cool. But I think that's like some future tech off and like something that you just plug and play. But as you can see, it's going to go ahead and do some restarts. Sometimes you'll see it click off and on. It's completely normal. Nothing completely out of the situation past what it's going to my other screen where it's like, hey, your other computer's on, by the way. After some time, it should click directly back on, provided your screen doesn't switch and you have to get up in order to do some stuff. Now, obviously, I wish the PlayStation 5 controller would work, but I needed to refresh that before the sound clicked off. So at that point in time, as I multitask, we're going to go ahead and slam back in, and bam, the 8.52 is now installed for as far as system. Now, honestly, I'm not saying this as like a placebo point, but the UI honestly feels a lot easier and smoother going through for as far as transitioning. Now let's go ahead and load up a game that I know probably would be intensive. Let's give it an Ubisoft test, shall we? And it asks me some HDR adjustments. It's nothing out of the ordinary, past something that will be refreshed, and you can just kind of go through like what you want, and it's basically until you don't see the logo. So we'll go right there, and then the same thing with this where like the logo is almost barely visible. Bam, bam. So now that we've gotten HDR out of the way, and some of these games you might have to refresh with that, it is looking a little bit smoother. And again, I am definitely noticing like a UI refresh for as far as it going back and forth. Now with the HDR going on, I definitely did notice a little bit of a pullback. So that could be one of the situations if you are acknowledging that HDR definitely takes performance. But let's go ahead and click it on and see how fast it loads up for as far as the Assassin's Creed. Now with the PlayStation 5, we'll kind of see some zippiness for as far as utilizing its extra performance for as far as what it has its finger technology inside of AMD's current generation. Now, this is not bad generation for as far as PlayStation 4, but for as far as updates and utilizing old technology today, I think this one's going to have fun for as far as playing. Now, I am noticing for as far as the load-in, it's taking a little bit longer than what I would personally want to see with an incredible performance, but again, this could just be stepping stones for them playing around with the technology, integrating inside of it, and now that we've gotten past that little hurdle, we're seeing some just zippiness throughout the loading points. So I think at this point in time, it's pretty conclusive to say that we are going to probably, as a community, see some pretty cool installs. If you are having some experienceable problems with installing it where it's not, definitely like get like some dust off and blow out the air inside of there and hopefully see some dust come out the back. A lot of the times that happens, or just the thermal or the drive. If it's one of the original drives that you have with the PlayStation 4, they can be pretty sensitive for as far as a hard drive. So like I suggest like a solid state, it usually works pretty zippy. You see really cool performance, and change your thermal paste probably about every 3 to 4 years, and you should have a solid system that just outlives yourself, which is pretty cool. Mine day ones, and they continue to run as I maintenance them and keep them up to tech. So if you're newer to the network, you can always like, share, and subscribe. I'll have some fun tutorials up above that you can check out that's going to be related for as far as the PlayStation 4, just in case you run into some troubles and you need some help for as far as getting it installed or just getting that all set up. So everyone, thank you so much for spending some time here. I'll see you guys and gals in the near future, and definitely slam that subscription button and accompany it with a notification bell to get more Sony news as it comes across. And since I have signed up for the beta of PlayStation 5, hopefully I should be able to push out some beta software tutorial points of just what we're going to be looking for in the next summer, because if we're looking for a cooler update, it's going to be right around from now until July that they're going to be peaking out with the newer system performance for the PlayStation 5, which is very much needed in my personal opinion. All right, everyone, I'll see you guys and gals in the near future. Stay safe, stay classy, and see you there.